once again to Hardball Conversation. I'm Landon Evanson, and we're joined today by a man who spent 25 years in the big leagues. He led the American League for complete games in 1984 at the age of 36, was an All-Star at the age of 38, paced the league for innings pitched at 39, started the first game in Marlins history at the tender age of 45, and from 1982 to 89, only Jack Morris won more games than our guest, Charlie Hough. Hoss, how are you today?
Beautiful day. Perfect day here in California.
Yeah, I wish we could say the same here in Minnesota, but it's been a little on the hot and humid side lately, but we'll live through it. You were part of a rotation with the Texas Rangers that included Nolan Ryan. The two of you logged 52 years at the major league level, but you did it in very different ways, and we're not just talking about Ryan's power and your finesse. Can you share a bit about the differences in approach the two of you took that both led to success?
Well, I don't know how much difference there would have been in approach. I mean, Nolan's, the ultimate power pitcher, but my power pitching was a slow pitch. I mean, I still felt like Nolan throwing a slow pitch. I threw the ball as hard as I could, and that's what happened. So not much difference for approach. I mean, we had different levels of talent, and he was probably one of the top few pitchers that ever lived. And I was just another guy, but approach-wise, we both went at it pretty good.
That Knuckleball fraternity of Phil Niekro, Tim Wakefield, R.A. Dickey, yourself, really seems to be a tight-knit one when you see interviews you guys done and that kind of thing. What is it about that pitch that brings all of you together?
Well, there's only been a few guys actually capable of doing it at that level, at the big league level. And really, when you struggle, there's probably nowhere to turn but to one of the guys that actually did it. Because all the other pitching coaches are kind of scared of it, actually. Everybody's kind of scared of, how do you do it? And truthfully, it's fairly simple. When you feel comfortable doing it, it's nothing to it. So, it's just that we've got somebody to turn to who's going through the same struggles that a guy doing it now goes through.
You noted in the past that Hoyt Wilhelm offered you some guidance early in your career. How much of what he passed along to you have you shared with knuckleballers since?
Everything that guy showed me was absolutely perfect. I mean, it fit me, my style and everything. I got to play with Hoyt my second year throwing a knuckleball. I had gotten sent back down from the Dodgers, and to get a few minutes with him would have been great, but I got to spend about a month and a half with him on an everyday basis, and that basically he changed my career around. I was pretty good, but I was struggling with it, and he showed me a few things that just turned me around completely.
Wilhelm and Niekro are both in the Hall of Fame, but for the most part, knuckleballers are perceived as pitchers who can't be trusted, or it's a gimmick with an expiration date, or like you said, some pitching coaches are almost afraid of it. When Dickey won the NL Cy Young Award 2 years ago, did you and the rest of the knuckleball fraternity think of that achievement as something of a validation for the pitch itself?
Well, I think so. I mean, I felt that way all along, and RA just kind of showed that this pitch is for real. Done right. We're just another pitcher. I mean, I never thought of it as anything tricky when I was throwing it. I mean, and I never thought of it as any kind of a gimmick or anything like that. When the catcher put down one finger, I threw the ball, and but I threw a knuckleball instead of a fastball. But that's pretty much the way we all have to approach it.
Speaking of Dickey, in reading his book, Wherever I End Up, Dickey noted that you spent a lot of time with him helping him develop his knuckleball, and that you told him butterflies aren't bullets. Can you talk about the unique mentality and discipline that comes with being a knuckleball pitcher?
Well, you do need a couple of things. You have to be kind of patient with yourself. I mean, you have to realize that this is really tricky to do. It's hard to command, and the other thing is, the biggest trick about it is it's hard to get a chance, like I say, because everybody's kind of scared of you putting you out there. And you need a manager and a general manager that at times are willing to kind of close their eyes and sit back and say, well, so we walked 4 in a row. Big deal. He'll pitch 7, 8, 9 innings for us, and we'll have a chance to win the ball game. So that's the biggest thing for me, is that you need that patience with yourself, and you need that ability to compete. And, you know, when you see a guy like R.A., or you get to see me, or Phil Necro, I mean, when you see those guys pitch, you realize how good they really are.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Wakefield is among your flutterball numbers, so I have to ask, Wakefield had pitched to the Pirates to a Game 6 victory in the 1992 National League Championship Series, and when Jim Leyland relieved Doug Drabeck with Stan Belinda in Game 7 the following night, I wondered personally why he wouldn't go back to Wake, whom the Braves simply couldn't hit in that series. Longtime hitting coach Doug Rader once said, "You burn more calories reading than pitching." So this isn't so much about second-guessing Jim Leyland, who was obviously a great manager, but more about my own curiosity. Generally speaking, could a knuckleballer pitch 9 innings one day and come back the next day to pitch effectively in terms of strain on the arm?
You know, that's kind of up to each guy. I know there were stretches, you know, where I could pitch maybe with one day off. Mm-hmm. But I turned to the knuckleball because I had a bad arm, because I hurt my arm. Mm-hmm. So I was pretty much always battling some sort of soreness in my shoulder. Maybe Timmy could, maybe R.A. could. I don't know, but just to throw 100 and something pitches and be able to bounce back the next day, that'd be pretty tough.
Okay. You had 61 saves over the course of your career. Do you think we'll ever see a team with enough courage to let a knuckleballer be a closer like Wilhelm, Roy Face, or Wilbur Wood again?
Probably not. With the kind of advent of the way that managers and coaches work today, the bullpens, almost all of them, are based on getting to a closer, and almost all of them have a bunch of hard-throwing middle relievers that are going to pitch one inning and a third, maybe just face one hitter. And every team's got a couple of left-handed specialists. Mm-hmm. And so the bullpens have changed. They've evolved to a 6 or 7 man bullpen with one inning type outings. When I was in the bullpen and got saves, you went in to pitch the last 3 or 3 and a third or 2 and a third, whatever was mm-hmm. needed. You went in to pitch, and we don't coach that way anymore. So a knuckleball pitcher, value out of the bullpen is not as great as it used to be.
Mm-hmm. What comes to mind when you think about Reggie Jackson's 3-homer barrage in Game 6 of the '77 World Series, the third of which came off of one of your knucklers?
Yeah, I got the last one in that one. What was it, 77?
1977, yep.
Yeah. You know, that's a tough one right there because, you know, I got to pitch in 3 World Series, and here I was pitching in the last game of that World Series, and getting to face a Hall of Famer, or on his way to the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. I didn't think about it much at then. I was trying to strike him out. That's what I had on my mind. And when he hit that ball, I was like shocked because I thought I threw it pretty good. Yeah. And then when I got I remember looking at him and then getting to turn around and go, where is that ball going to land? It was fun, though. You know what? Giving up a home run to a future Hall of Famer in the World Series game is not as bad as it sounds. Actually, it was a lot of fun.
And then finally, of all the knucklers you've seen, yourself included, who do you feel has or had the best knuckleball?
Well, on any given day, the best knuckleball, I mean, we've all probably thrown the best knuckleball. Mm-hmm. The difference is, I mean, I don't know if anybody could throw a knuckleball better than me, but the difference is when you got a Hoyt Wilhelm or Phil Necro or Joey Necro, especially Hoyt and Phil, these 2 guys threw their best knuckleball more often than the rest of us, and that's the difference. Not whether one knuckleball is better than another one. Mm-hmm. It's whether they can throw their good one, their best one, more often. And that's what the Hall of Famers did. And in stretches, we've all done it, mm-hmm. R.A., and we've all done it where we getting it over where you want your good knuckleball. number as being able to throw a strike with it.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that's all I've got. Charlie, I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk with us today. Thanks a lot.
No problem.